Anshul, for doing this. It really means a lot to me and our UD Squad community. I'm like super impressed with your profile and journey, and I think a lot of people are going to be inspiring from your journey. So again, thank you so much and welcome to UD Squad.
Thanks, Yudi, for inviting me to your podcast. And it really feels great to be part of your YouTube channel and share my experiences with the great audience out there. So, everyone out there, you all are awesome. You are doing a good job out there. And I have been following Yudi's channel for quite a long time. So, when Yudi had around 2000 subscribers, since then I am subscribed to his channel and he is
Wow.
doing an amazing job. And
Oh,
I
thank
really
you, man.
wish
Yeah,
you all
that's
the best.
crazy to think that someone like you, who's been
Yeah.
following me from 2000s till now. So
Now
that's
80
awesome.
plus, 80K plus subscribers. So
80
yeah,
plus, yes. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, we'll reach
yeah,
100K very soon.
yeah. All the best.
Yes, awesome. For
Yeah.
people who don't know you, let's do a quick round of intro. Like, where are you from in India? Where are you right now in United States? What do you do right now?
Okay. So I am. My name is Anshul Pardi, and currently I am a graduate student at the University of Texas at Dallas. I am currently pursuing my master's in computer science, and from India, I am from Mumbai,
अरे
Maharashtra.
वाह,
Yes.
nice, nice.
So
मुंबईचा मुलगा.
yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Cool, cool. And biggest thing which I want to highlight is that you had an internship with LinkedIn as a software engineer intern, and now that got converted into full-time job as a software, and you accepted it. And we'll be talking about that in a separate part of the video, separate like next part of this video. So again, stay tuned for that. And in this one, we're going to talk about how he managed to do all of that. Let's start with your basic profile. Like, what was your GRE score? What was your TOEFL and your bachelor's? And did you have any work experience?
Yeah. So my GRE score was 322,
Wow.
166 in quant, then 156 in verbal, and 4.0 in the analytical writing assessment. And my TOEFL score was 100. And my bachelor's GPA wasn't that high. It was 7.65. And I graduated from NIT Nagpur back in India. And I graduated in 2017 and have worked for 2 years at Oracle in Hyderabad, India as a software engineer before coming to US for my master's. And I also did an internship in undergrad at Morgan Stanley in Bangalore, India.
Oh wow! So you do have like big brand names on your resume, like Morgan Stanley, Oracle, and now LinkedIn. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So cool. That's cool. So what all colleges did you apply with that GRE score, like with your profile, and how many admits and rejects did you get,
Yeah,
if you
so
remember?
I applied to 9 universities in total. So I had kind of made like 3 ambitious universities, 3 moderate universities, and 3 safe universities. But unfortunately, I just had a single admit, that is the University of Texas at Dallas, and 8 rejects. Yes, it's good to
Oh
learn
my
from.
God!
Yeah, it's good to learn from
That's
failures,
yeah.
rejections, and
That's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
your profile is so good. Like you have 2 years of experience and an internship with 322 GRE. I would never think that you would get 8 reject. What colleges did you apply to?
So my colleges were 3 ambitious, 3 moderate, 3 safe. So the ambitious ones were Columbia University, then the University of Wisconsin at Madison, and University of California, San Diego. And then the moderate for me were Texas A&M University, North Carolina State University, and Virginia Tech. And I had thought Northeastern University, Stony Brook University, and UTD to be the safe options. But I had just one admit, so yeah, I guess it might be my GPA or it might be my lack of research experience. So I didn't had any research papers.
Yeah.
So it may be, like, I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
it
yeah, of
can be
course,
there.
yeah. Right,
Yeah.
right. I know I was gonna ask you like why did you choose this university, but you only had that university, so not really a choice for you.
Yeah.
But I hope that you like it, and we'll get to that university question a little later. How
Mhm.
was your interview? Because that sounds like a little scary because you had 8 rejects and one at accept. What was your interview experience like?
So I had given my interview at Hyderabad in India, and that time a lot of people were getting rejections at Hyderabad Visa Center. So even for my interview, like before my interview, the three people in front of me, all three had got a reject. So I was
Oh
pretty
wow!
scared and a
Yeah,
lot nervous at that time for the visa
right,
interview. And on top of that, my case was so there's a DS 160 form which you need to fill, and
right.
for my case, I had that location set as Mumbai for that because initially my interview was scheduled at Mumbai, but later on I got an early visa date at Hyderabad, so I chose that. But it led to some kind of complications, and I had to wait there for before the interview for like more than an hour or so. So the people who came with me for the interview, they were like going with their accepts or rejects, but I was still waiting for my turn to take place because they said that they needed to update some details, and it took a lot of
Yeah,
time. And I got pretty
right.
scared and nervous because I didn't anticipate this, I didn't expect this, and
Yeah.
so I just kept my cool and went to the visa interview and stayed calm, consistent, positive, and thought like this is just another day. If not today, then maybe some day later. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
get. Maybe it's better for the like. Maybe it's good for the best. So
Yeah, for you. Yeah, right.
yeah. So I just went and I had a pretty long interview. So it was a pretty grilling interview, and she asked a lot of questions. And I was able to answer almost all of the questions, and I got accept. And
What kind of questions did they ask you?
so the questions were like, why this university, why UTD? So I had said that UTD is one of a good university. It's a public research university, and it's famous for natural language processing. And that was my research interest at that time. And I wanted to kind of do some research in this field. So that's why
Right,
I chose this university. And then there were questions related to finances and other things. So I answered them
did
pretty confidently.
right. Did they ever ask you like you got 9 reject or 8 rejects and why only one? Like, is that ever came up or no?
That luckily didn't come up.
Nice. That's good. Awesome. Then great. I mean, you cleared your interview, you booked your tickets, and everything was ready. How was your day one in America? Like, what was your like? Did you have any culture shock or what? Like, what was your thought process?
So as soon as I landed in Dallas, Texas, um, the weather was good actually. Like it was pretty hot, and I like hot weather. So maybe it like 45-degree plus, 40 degrees Celsius plus. I will enjoy that temperature. I can't bear cold temperature. So that was also one of the reasons I chose UTD over. If I had more, even
Right.
if I had admits from other universities, the safe universities, I would have still chosen UTD over those
Yeah.
because of the good weather here.
Yeah.
So that was good, and then pretty clean. So I found everything to be pretty clean
Yeah.
and a lot lesser people than what you expect in India.
Right.
So it was not that dense, not that populated, not that
Yeah.
crowded.
But I
And
thought like UTD doesn't UTD have a lot of Indian population?
true that. So we do have a lot of Indian population, but that makes you feel like at home. So you don't get that homesick.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But what
That's also
about the
there.
competition? Like, so let's say like you started your college. Did you have an on-campus job or did you not do on-campus job?
So I did had an on-campus job since my first semester. So I landed here in the middle of August, and I had an on-campus job by the first week of September. So it was a grader job. So what I did was I was a CS grader for the undergrad students. So I checked their assignments, they evaluated their projects,
Yeah.
and checked their exam papers, and I got paid for that. So
How did you get that? Yeah.
there's a portal called Handshake, which the university uses. So I think a lot of universities in US have this Handshake portal, in which
Yeah.
they post different kinds of on-campus jobs, and also a lot of internships and full-time jobs are also posted on this portal. So I applied to this job via Handshake as soon as that got opened. So I will advise that thing only to every incoming student at UTD. So if you are a CS student and you are seeing a Handshake job opening for a CS grader, apply ASAP, because there are very few vacancies available and there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So make sure that you apply ASAP. And
Was there like an interview or something? Or
there was no interview. So
No interview.
it was a first come first serve basis. So
So you pretty much just apply and you get it. It's like that.
kind of. So we have to upload our resume as well. So
Yeah.
for my case, as well as for my friends, so a lot of my friends got this grader job. So none of us had interviews. So
Okay.
probably they might not take. Probably they might be looking at our profiles, because a lot of my friends all had good resumes and good profiles. So all of
Right.
us had around 2 or 3 years of work experience back in India and were from good colleges. So yeah, so maybe they might be looking into that.
Right. That's awesome. What about cost of living in Dallas? Like, let's start with tuition fees and then we'll go to cost of living.
So the tuition fee in Dallas, the University of Texas at Dallas, is around $16,500 per semester, I believe, including the health insurance. So
Okay.
if you are in US, then it's advisable to have a health insurance. And since you are a student, it's advisable to have the university provided health insurance. So the tuition plus health insurance was around 16.5K per semester. But luckily, I had a scholarship, and that was also one of the reasons for me to choose UTD. So I had Johnson School Graduate Study Scholarship, which entitled me for an in-state tuition fee. So I needed to pay 17K for 2 semesters instead of 1 semester.
So how did you get that? How did you get that scholarship?
So for that scholarship, there are online applications. So UTD on their website, they post the link for the scholarship, Johnson School Graduate Study Scholarship. So if you Google that, you'll get the link for applying to that scholarship. And these generally get open in, I guess, early January or February or so. So these scholarships get open and you need to apply separately. So it's different from the admit process.
Correct. Yeah.
So you need to apply for this scholarship, and they ask some basic questions like what was your GRE score, then what was your undergrad GPA, and
did you like apply this before your college admit, or like once you started your college then you applied?
actually I applied it after I got an admit. So I had got admit from UTD back in November of 2018. So I was
you
about
applied for this scholarship by January, February.
Yeah, as soon as this got opened, the scholarship got opened, I applied, because it's also a first come first serve basis. And for CS department, for this particular scholarship, very few people get this scholarship. So I guess around 5 to 10% of the admitted students get this scholarship. So it's pretty competitive, and you need to have a really good profiles to get this scholarship.
Yeah. So what was the amount? Did you say in-state tuition fee?
In-state tuition fee, yeah. So
roughly about 9,000.
Yes, yeah.
Got it.
But it's only for the first semester. So for the second semester, I have to pay the whole tuition fee.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So got it. And then what is the cost of living like roughly in Dallas?
So if you share a room with your roommates, so it costs you around $500 to $600 per month, roughly. So it can go to around $700, but and it can be as less as $400 as well. But the rough amount will be like around $500 to $600 per month.
And that includes all your other utilities?
Yes,
internet,
it includes
and
everything.
cooking.
Everything.
Okay.
Rent plus utilities plus groceries. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So and you said that is sharing, right? Like not
Yeah, on a
personal
sharing
room.
basis. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's expensive. In Chico, I lived my personal bedroom in $250,
Oh.
$230.
That's really,
Yeah, it is really cheap.
plus that was
Okay.
long time back as well, right? So maybe
I think it is still roughly about
Hmm.
300 max. I don't think it is still expensive in
Yeah.
Chico.
yeah, here also like some people stay. So like there are a lot of communities here. So it depends on what community you are staying in. So if it's a gated community, the rent might be somewhat higher. If it's an ungated community, then the rent might be on the lower end as well.
Yeah, I do get this question a lot from a lot of our subscribers that how do people find because how did you find your roommates and how did you find the apartment?
So there are a lot of unofficial WhatsApp groups for different universities. So I was there in a lot of these WhatsApp groups. So people post like accommodations about we are looking for roommates or we are looking for
And how do you find that WhatsApp group?
that again, a lot of sources. So there's a good source. There's a website called Yocket. I think a lot of people might be knowing. So someone posts there the links to some groups, and I just joined those groups,
Right.
and from
Okay.
there I got to know about
Got
these
it. Okay.
housing groups.
So yeah. Once you are in that group, then obviously people will connect and then they find it out and then
Yeah, but the good thing for me was like one of my roommates. So he was also he also worked with me at Oracle for 2 years in India. So I knew him already. So we both decided that we'll be roommates here, and so I knew someone like who was going with me to UTD. So we
Yeah.
didn't face that issue for like finding different roommates. It
nice.
was good.
What do you think? This is a little off topic, but what do you think the importance of having good roommate is during your master's journey?
It's really a necessity, I believe, because your environment you live in, the people you surround with, so it really matters a lot. So if you have good roommates, if you have good people around you, then you will be motivated to do and perform in a positive way, and they'll have a positive impact on you, and you all can motivate each other to study or work hard or whatever endeavors you are engaged in to perform that
Right.
to your full potential. While if your roommates are not that great, then you might get influenced by them, and like it's both way around. So it's
Right,
always
right.
advisable to have like-minded people like you to be
Yeah.
surrounded with.
Well, and sorry, now switching back to our main cost of living thing. So you said roughly about 500 to 700. What about, so I know you said that you had greater job, but there are other campus job as well, I'm assuming. What's like a minimum salary range over there in Dallas? Like in California, minimum salary is like $12 now. What's their like salary range over there?
Here also it's somewhat similar. So around $10 to $12 per hour on an average.
Okay.
So for my grader job as well, it's $12 per hour.
Okay.
But the thing is, you can only work a maximum of 12 to 15 hours per week.
Got it. Okay. So it's still like, roughly about what to $180 or $200, and then that's 4 weeks. So you cover your cost of living and
Exactly.
everything with that.
Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. What does coursework look like for UT Dallas? Like, is it how's computer science coursework look like?
So the computer science coursework at UT Dallas is pretty good actually. So Unlike some universities which have computer theory, computer systems, and computer applications track, here you have a lot of different tracks to choose from, such as intelligent systems, data science, information assurance, theoretical computer science, and other courses. So for every track, you need to take some 5 core courses and 6 electives in order to complete your degree here. And for me, I have taken data science track as of now. So it's going pretty good, and this by this semester I'll complete my core courses. But there are a lot of students at UTD who might be having prerequisite courses. So these might be students who are from different backgrounds, such as electronics and communication or mechanical, or
Yeah.
yeah. So like if they are not from computer science, so those people might be getting some extra prerequisite courses as well to complete in their first semester.
Right.
So yeah,
Got it. Okay. And you said like roughly, so how many credits do you need for completing the masters?
33.
33. Okay.
Yeah.
And out of 33, you said 5 of them are core
Core,
and rest
yeah.
all, and
Electives.
5 each, I'm assuming 3 credit per
Three
each
credit per
course.
course. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
So right. So roughly about 50. That's good. Yeah. I mean, that's a good level of electives.
Yeah, and the electives are pretty good here to choose from. So
Right.
I'm really enjoying the coursework here.
Nice. Awesome. What are some of the things you wish you knew before coming to United States?
So some of the things which I wished to knew, one of the biggest things was cooking. So I didn't know any cooking back in India. Like it was always my mom who used to cook food for me. And once I started living in Hyderabad, so that time it was the cook who used to come to cook the food. And back in
Yeah.
college in Nagpur, I had my hostel and mess food there. So
Yeah.
it was never like I never cooked the food back in India. So coming here, it was a good experience, and it's actually good if you know already, but you'll ultimately learn anyways here. So you might not spend that much time in the initial days to figure out like what to cook or how to cook. So that's one thing, and another thing I'll say is networking. So try to connect with people, try to connect with seniors from the university you are going to before
Yeah.
landing there, so that you know some basic information about the university, the different housing options, or how the university, how the professors are, what courses to take, and other
Yeah.
stuff like that. So now I am helping my junior students, the incoming students, with these things.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and is there any you feel like you made mistakes, or is there any mistakes which students should avoid, and you made those mistakes and you wish that you didn't make that mistake?
So let me be pretty frank here. So there are three types of people who come for masters, what I believe. So one are highly job oriented kind of people whose main intention is to get a good job here in US. Then there are second type of people who are research oriented, who really want to do some research work and pursue PhD in future, or write a thesis. And then there are a third kind of people, the large chunk of population, who are undecided. So who don't know like whether they should focus more on research or should they focus more on searching for a good job. So I belong to the third category. So that's one thing where I would encourage people to kind of figure out before coming here that what you want to do. So if you are more into research, so I would encourage that try contacting the professors in the first hand, and try to research on your particular field of interest in depth, because it should not be like when you land here and then you are starting to learn that thing from scratch, like from starting. You should have some prior knowledge in that field. And if you are looking for a full-time job or an internship, if you want a good job, then what I would encourage is start early. Start in the very first semester,
Yes.
right in the very first month, I would
Yeah.
say. And if you are looking into like software engineering kind of jobs, then lead code. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
start problem solving pretty early, so that it won't be like when you land here and then you are starting to solve the problems.
Right, right. That's awesome. Thank you again for sharing those things. And I think I would even go a little bit further than just figuring out if you want to do a job or research, is figure out where you want to do the job, because in computer science you can get into so many areas, right? Like you can do software development, data analyst, data scientist. There's just n number of areas you can go. Even in software development, you can become a back-end developer, front-end developer, full-stack developer, mobile app developer. So I think have a little bit of passion, or at least try to know like which area you want to go, because that will help you figure out your paths very clearly. So yeah, I 100% agree with you.
Yes.
Anyway, any last things or words of wisdom before we move on to our next part of the video, which we'll do it in a separate video, where how you got LinkedIn and all of the fun stuff about LinkedIn. But anything last you want to talk about or mention anything?
So what I would like to say, to reiterate my previous point, so be firm with your decision. So if you're doing masters, then I believe that you are making a very good choice. You won't regret later in your life that you didn't even try in the first place. So even if you have the slightest intentions to do masters in US, so please do it. I would encourage you to give it a shot and pursue your dreams.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Until our next one.
Keep smiling and keep hustling.